Alright, in this episode we're headed out to Kansas. We got some good friends out there to give us a place to stay and a whole bunch of turkeys to head out there after. So let's see what happens and let's get this show on the road. So it's first morning in Kansas. We just got here. Corey and Jim are hunting together, and me and Joey are going to be hunting. Joey's going to be running the camera, and I got the gun in my hands. You know, I had a lot to prove coming to Kansas this year. I missed my bird last year in Kansas, and turkey hunting back home hadn't been very good to me. So I was excited to get out there and see what we could make happen.
I'll probably need my video. Hail.
and Joey got set up in this spot that we knew last year. It was a good spot last year. We saw a lot of birds there. Me and Joey were we were pretty tired from the trip, and we weren't hearing much. The weather was bad, wind was blowing, it was cold. We were just sitting back and just hoping something would happen, and all of a sudden a bird just hammers off to our left out of nowhere. So this bird was hung up. I mean, he would not come in. He would strut, he would gobble at us, he would answer our calls, he did everything by the book, but he just wouldn't close the distance. I didn't feel comfortable making a shot that far, but you know, the next best thing happened. Another bird shows up out of nowhere.
How about that, Tyler?
Oh!
Unfreaking believable.
Oh my God! Joey, man, can you believe that just happened like that?
Tyler, to be honest with you, I just woke up from a nap.
Joey's bird's got some pretty good spurs.
Let's see what he's got. Heck yeah, he does.
Boy, Joey.
That bird's been doing some breeding.
Joey, would you?
Well, me and JT done it. Tell you what, we just got in Kansas. We already said it once, but I can't believe we've been here 2 hours. The weather's terrible. It's cold. I'm probably about to start shaking and start shivering again, but I tell you what, it all came together. That was a crazy hunt. I mean, we just set up just in a spot that we knew from last year. We knew the birds were coming in here last year. I tell you what, we just threw it together quick, sat down, waited it out, and the bird hammers right there off to our left.
You wouldn't believe it. It's 40-something degrees, 20-mile-per-hour wind. I'm freezing. This bird gobble. I woke up from a little snooze nap, cut real hard, and this bird gobbled, and I knew he was coming in. And he came in, but he brought a friend with him, and they wasn't really good friends either.
I mean, that bird, he seen this other bird, boy, he folded up and took off. He was gone. The other bird didn't have no beard. I mean, he had not a lick of beard on him. He's a big bird. He was a full-bodied bird, but we even see on this bird a little bit, he's got a little beard rot. His beard's real scraggly looking. It's long, but it ain't got much fullness to it. But I tell you what, he makes up for it in spurs. He's got some good spurs on him. What you think about a little over an inch spurs, probably?
Inch and 8.
Yeah, inch and 8, probably spurs, and he got a little bit of weight to him. I tell you what, we got it done in Kansas quick. Now I got to get JT a bird.
Yep.
We'll
We got
see what
plenty of
happens.
time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. It's the truth.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it, bud.
First bird of the year.
That's first bird of the year for me. I had a rough year. I've been
Had to
having
drive
work a lot.
900 miles.
900 miles to kill my first turkey, but don't matter.
Nope.
That's what it's all about.
That's right.
Combat in the wild. Getting it
Thunder
done in
chicken.
Kansas.
Thunder Chicken Smackdown.
Whoop, whoop.
Alright, so here we are, day 5, Kansas. I hadn't killed a gobbler yet. Been hunting with Jim, got him a bird, and all we were able to call up after that was Jake's. And we saw a lot of gobblers, but couldn't get one close enough. So we decided to change up our luck and swap hunting partners. So I was with Joey and Jim was with Tyler. And we'd actually roosted a bird that night. We both kind of surrounded him. The bird flew down towards Tyler and Jim. So me and Joey were hearing this bird gobble way off in the distance. So we just took off. Bird ended up being about a mile away, literally. So by the time we got there, couldn't believe it, but he was still gobbling. So we set up in the edge of this cornfield and started calling. Well, it didn't matter what I threw at this bird, he would not gobble at me. He was just standing out there gobbling. We could see him in the cornfield when we stood up, so, you know, I looked over at Joey and I'm like, Joey, call this bird in for me. And sure enough, first time Joey called, he hammered and started walking our way. How about that, Joe? Took me 5 days. Bird gobbler. Let me get him all set up for you. Finally got it done here in Kansas. It's the 5th day. I've been snake bit. I've been hunting with Jim and got him a good bird first afternoon, and we just hadn't been able to make it work out. So I think Jim was bad luck because I swapped partners today. Took the old Lucky Charm Joey Tinsley and ended up getting one. We heard this bird from, guarantee it was at least 3/4 of a mile away. We struck out walking and came to this little cornfield. Just been planted corns, 2 inches tall, and he was out there in the middle strutting, and I couldn't get him to answer my call. As a matter of fact, the other day I had a bird run the other way when I called, so I said, Joey called him in for me, and Joey called and he answered, and it wasn't 15 minutes he was in front of the strutting decoy. So I shot a little quick, but you can't blame me. I've been in Kansas for 5 days and killed a longbeard, so I am excited about this. There's another bird gobbling over here, so we'll probably put the setup on it, but thank you, Joey, for calling my Kansas longbeard here.
First turkey we killed together this year.
It is, sure is. But more to come. We got a few more days here in Kansas, so hopefully we can get Jim one. Oh, bad luck, Jim. Booyah.
Jim, turn around and give me that big old smile. Is that good enough? Don't worry.
Oh, H.
Yeah, so he's gobbler and he's like, I'll go check this guy out, see what he's doing on my turf.
Alright, well, it's day 3. You know, we headed over to a piece of property. It's just known to us as Easton. You know, Easton's it's a pretty cool piece of property, don't you think?
Yeah, it's really a neat little place because it's a high bluff on one side with a bunch of timber, and it flows. I mean, it drops off into a river bottom with a bunch of cornfields and soybean fields surrounding it. But where's all the turkeys at, Tyler?
Yeah, all the turkeys are right on top of the ridge. I hunted that area last year, and I missed a bird there in Easton in the same exact spot. There's a good bit of birds coming to the area. I told Joey first thing that morning, we got there, we're all grouped up, we made a deal. I already said, I'm going to the top of the ridge. Corey and them stayed on the bottom. They said first bird they hear gobbling towards that bottom, they're going to go get set up on it. Me and Joey trudged up the big tall hill to the very top and got set up.
They left us out in the dust.
Yeah.
Wind was howling.
It's terrible.
One bird gobbling. famous location that I've never been to in Easton. We're sitting up there in on this bluff. The wind's still blowing pretty hard, and for some reason I'm getting this feeling that I'm hearing drumming, and I can't convince myself, and I can't tell where it's coming from. And I'm wondering if Tyler can hear it. He's sitting about 5 yards in front of me, and finally I just peer up the ridge and I see this big bird and strut, and he's just going to town strutting and drumming. Hadn't said a word all morning.
You know, I could barely hear the bird drumming, you know. I don't think I really started hearing him drumming good until I actually saw him, because then you can kind of like focus your ears on what you see. You know, we're sitting there looking, this is a big bird. I mean, it was a real nice turkey, you know. We're sitting there looking, and he just wouldn't come off that hill. He stayed right up on that ridge right in front of us. You know, me and Joey were both sitting there fighting to look at him. Joey's trying to get the camera in the right spot to see him. I'm trying to be able to kind of lean around and see him a little bit, trying to figure out where I'm going to put the gun at. But I just don't know how this is going to pan out.
All of a sudden this bird just folds up and just walks away. I'm looking at Tyler like, what'd you do? You know, did you move? He must have saw you. I don't know.
I didn't scare the bird off.
I mean, I blame it on him.
I didn't scare him off.
I don't know what he saw, but he didn't like something. I think it was Tyler.
You know, the next best thing's happening though. There's 2 more birds on the hill that are coming down. Me and Joey both seen them. Joey's sitting there telling me there's 2 more birds there. Or, can you see them? Can you see them? And we're looking at them, and here we go. Here we go. We got 2 more birds coming right there to us.
Part 2 of Easton.
shoot him. Don't shoot him. Huh?
These two birds are coming down the hill, and I can see it. There's two jakes coming down the hill, and I had my gun up. I was looking at them, and then I kind of like let my gun down a little bit. These two jakes come down there, and boy, they gave us a show. They strutted all around them decoys. Joey had a gobble tube out, pumping them up, and you know, we sit there and watch these birds. They just wouldn't leave. And then all of a sudden, I hear Joey back behind me going, "Shoot one, shoot one."
That's not what I said at all, Tyler. See, what had happened was, I called these birds in for Tyler. It's fun to play with jakes. Everybody knows it is. I was trying to make the birds gobble, put on a little bit more show. They were giving us a visual effect. I wanted some hearing effects from them, but they was lockjaw. So I mean, it just happened to be that they stayed right there for 30-40 minutes. And I threw the suggestion out so I could get back in front of the camera. Tyler, you want to shoot one?
No, I didn't
And
waste
he drew down on that barrel, boy, and I had to video him for 30 more minutes trying to figure out when he was going to shoot one.
Here we are in Kansas, another bird down. Shot a jake this morning, but yeah, we had a good story with this hunt, man. I tell you what, we had big bird coming up on top of the hill, and he just wouldn't come down here. I don't know if he was scared of the strutting decoy or what, but he stayed up on top of that hill, I mean, for a good 20 minutes straight up there, strutting his butt off. And I mean, he was up there spitting and drumming. I mean, you could hear him drumming from where we were sitting at. And Joey's back there filming. Joey said he could hear him drumming before he even saw him. But that bird, he just hung up there on top of that hill, and Joey says I spooked him. I don't think he did. But anyway, after he headed out, these two birds come in, and I really didn't know. I thought this was probably going to be a long beard the way he was strutting down the hill. And then about the time I saw him coming down the hill, and I could tell he was a jake. And then they got down here, and my trigger finger got a little itchy, and I couldn't hold off no more. I ain't shot. Let's see, that bird I shot earlier this week, that was the first bird I shot in 2 years, and this will be 2 within 3 days. So I tell you what, I'm happy about that. That's a big deal for me. So I'm very proud of him. And I'll tell you what the cool thing about it is, he's a double bearded jake. So I guess you could add up both these beards together, it might get a little bit more length. So you see it in there, Joey?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Done it. 2 birds, Kansas. There we go. Tagged out. Tagged out in Kansas. It's awesome. Thanks for videoing for me, Joey. My dedicated cameraman this trip, Joey.
I told you we need to take my camera.
Tell you what, it must be Joey's camera. Lucky. So.